Hi, it's Robert here again, and I thought today we'd talk about something very different than we've done. This is called a grouping or a family of vases. That's when you just go through and get all different bud vases of various shapes, sizes, heights, and they could even be various colors. And you get them, and we're going to line them right up down the middle of our table. Rather than doing one centerpiece, we're just going to do a whole grouping or clustering of all different little bud vases. It makes it very interesting, it's wonderful for entertaining, and it makes it look very, very flower savvy in front of your guests. Now I found this beautiful, beautiful bouquet. It's got a lot of different kinds of flowers, but the colors all harmonize together really, really nicely. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the wraps. Remembering to save this for future use. And what I'm going to do is separate my flowers by variety, only because it makes it easier for me to work with them that way. I have various greens and mums. There's some roses, carnations, real nice assortment. Now you can either do one flower in each vase, and therefore you would need a whole bunch more. I'm going to choose to pair a few of them up in certain ones of my vases here. I'll start with my tallest one, and that's the one where I'm going to have my tall greens, like the grass coming out. So what I'm going to do, being that's my center one, is I'm going to take this green here. It had two pieces so I could break it into one, and I'm going to remove the bottom foliage. Just like that. I'm going to take a single beautiful pink rose, and I'm going to keep it pretty long. So I'm only going to cut a little bit off the bottom there. Place it in there. I think I'm going to use the second piece of green to help hold it in place. And I'm going to have these all going out one way, like that. See, just like that. We're going to take one of our daisies and one of our roses, and I'm going to have the rose just come up a little bit above the daisy, like so. I'm going to take my two end vases, and I'm going to cut this down a little shorter than this. The important thing in this look is that you want various heights in your flowers, but you want to make sure that you disperse the color nice and evenly. Okay, like that. Now, let's do the same thing with the other rose. Pulling off all that lower foliage, and I may measure them so that they're the same height. You don't want too much uniformity, but a little bit can't hurt. That, and like that. Now if you notice, this particular stem of daisies has less daisies than this one does. So what I'm just going to do is just take two of them off of the other stem that I had here and just place them in to fill it up. Now let's take our carnations, and I'm just going to take the three carnations, and in a little cluster I want them to land on the rim of my smallest vase. Again, removing the foliage, checking my cutting. Just on top like that. Now, let's take our asters and our green palms. I'm going to want these to come up just a little bit taller, I think, than those. The good thing about cutting them longer first is you could change your mind and just cut them shorter if you wanted. See, just like that. And of course, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Like so. Now I've taken all my extra little flowers that I had left over, and I just made a little cluster like that. And I'm going to do the same thing like I did in this vase. I'm going to cut them down so they land right on top of the little square vase, just like so. Now place this in a nice row along your table and get ready to serve up a delicious dinner. As always, happy arranging!